it's amazing how time flies. Today, I wouldn't say I have done anything very seriously. It's already 2:15 in the afternoon. This is one of those days I will be leaving the home very, very late. Typically, I tend to leave the home as early as 6:30 in the morning because I understand that this is how you can pretty much win in this game. You starting out in the morning very early. But today I was a little bit, lazy. I felt like I should just take things easy. Checking one thing here, editing one thing there, I tried to really check because I received notification that my TikTok shop seller account had some issues that needed to be fixed, and my shop was being threatened to be closed down. So I finally decided to take a look at it today. I received this notification like 2 weeks ago, never really checked it, but today I said to myself, no, let me take a minute or two to check it out. Guys, a minute or two ended up becoming like 2 hours, as if that's not enough. My PayPal account had a little bit of there was a transaction that I didn't understand. PayPal returned money to me, and now I couldn't pay with my bank account anymore, and I wanted to relink my bank account to PayPal, and then query the transaction history to see what was causing the problem or which transaction, was affected. Guys, it was supposed to be like a 10-minute thing, ended up becoming like 1 hour, drinking coffee on the balcony, and then coming back again, taking some clothes to the laundry and taking my shower. I'm just looking at 2:15 in the afternoon right now. This is kind of weird. It tells you how important time is. People that want to win, they have since gone to the battlefield very early in the morning, and the longer you stay at home, the more you begin to have some bad thoughts, demotivating thoughts that want to make you lose, thoughts that want to set you back. But if you wake up in the morning and the first thing you tell yourself is, look, it's attack, it's a warfare, and I have to attack with full force, this is one way you can actually set up yourself to win. I'm telling you, this is for real because it has happened to me. The day I decide to just lose guard and like, okay, let me take a kind of chill drink. I really seldomly drink coffee on the balcony, but today was one of those days I said, I think I deserve it. eBay has been playing some games, and typically this tends to get to us because we are humans. When you invest a lot of energy, a lot of emotion in your business, when things are not working the way it should, it can get to you. But the thing is, do you allow it take over your emotions? Because the idea is all these problems, all these negative events, they are all intended to do one thing: to steal your positive emotion and sway it to the negative direction. And the moment you understand this, it's not a problem when you are going through some little bit of challenges emotionally, but do not, I repeat, do not allow it take over your emotions, that you begin to whine, you begin to complain, and before you know what's happening, you have no motivation to do anything. And in this case, it is said that that problem has overcome or has overcame. I don't know which is correct, but has overcome. All right. You do not want to allow it happen. Yes, when you are passing through some difficult situations that you have pretty much given your all, and you are saying to yourself, I don't know what to do more, and things are still not moving. These situations, they are intended to do one thing: to just make you give up. I'm telling you, because I'm also talking to myself while making this video. It's very possible that one last push will push down the mountain, and the mountain will just fall flat. This is exactly what I'm also doing with this video. Ideally 101 people would have given up. You're making YouTube videos, you pretty much just get 1 or 2 views, 3 views, sometimes 5 views, for a video that you have really invested a lot of efforts and emotion in making, and then it happens that you get 3 views, and the YouTube algorithm kind of tells you that they still cannot find an audience for you, which makes no sense. Anyway, what I'm saying in effect is this, guys: mornings is the best time to attack. If you leave it for afternoon, There you have a station like I already have now, which is it's almost 2:30 in the afternoon. I'm running against time. I still have an order to ship out. I have 2 pillow covers to ship out, one laptop HP Elite desk to ship out. I've also got videos to make. I've got the warehouse to rearrange because few videos I made back, I was talking about the fact that my giant monitors, I have found a different use for my giant monitors. I felt like putting them around the warehouse at different places, we all go a long way to making my video production process much easier, much entertaining, because on the monitors I can actually put this screensavers on the monitor, so that when the camera is kind of swaying from right to left, there are certain things that might be appealing that can be captured, and which just goes a long way to increasing the production value of the video. So that I still need to do today. And I said that's not enough. I still have to post offers, because even though eBay is not selling at the moment, things are a little bit very slow right now. I want to imagine that it's the period, it's the season, it's the time of the year that we are in, but it doesn't stop me from re-injecting new items into my shop. Not necessarily items that I have to buy afresh, because when you are having a station where there's a little bit of traffic in terms of what items are selling and what items are not selling, the best thing you want to do is to be very conservative the way you spend money. You don't want to spend all your resources on just buying inventories. Otherwise, you're going to be broke. You're going to have a situation where you have a lot of inventories, but you do not have liquid cash. And when one little transaction is to go down, maybe a customer wants to return an item, then you are kind of cash trapped. You do not know how to send back money, and this brings a situation where you begin to sell out your items for cheap. All right. The items that I want to list are possibly items I already have before in the warehouse, because these items have been listed as variation listings. I can go ahead and begin to list them as individual laptops. This is one strategy that you can also use in your business. If you have listed your laptop as a variation listing, which is, there's a laptop that has like 12 other listings under it, you can now begin to list the individual laptops, like say this same laptop but with 256 gigabytes of SSD, 8 gigabytes of DDR RAM. That is a standalone listing. You can post it, and the more you keep injecting fresh listings like that, you could trigger the eBay algorithm to see that your shop is actually busy. Beautiful thing which I haven't really mentioned is that eBay kind of gives us free listings every month, and it renews every month, and most people never ever get to use these listings to the end. And this is one thing I should also be found doing, which is going to my shop and using the free listings that eBay has given to us, in an attempt to make sure that the shop doesn't just stay stale. It's being seen as being busy, and things are actually working. All these things you can actually do by starting early in the morning. If you are a late starter, if that is your overall strategy that works for you, because you have understood your processes, you figure out that you are better off starting in the evening, then you can knock yourself out and start your day at 4 o'clock. But I have noticed that each time I start so late, right now it's 2:30. This is typically not me. I don't remember starting like this in the last 5 or 6 years, maybe once or twice. I typically tend to attack very early in the morning, and in this way I get a lot of stuff done, get to the post office. I still have time to come back home to my family. I'm not saying that this should be the standard. Like I said, it's an individual thing. I'm just sharing my experience, how when I start very late, it kind of puts me under some kind of pressure. But in any case, I'm still going to try to achieve a lot. Like I said, I'm going to ship out this PC, make sure that the warehouse is set up. Of course, I'm not going to be able to do everything today, but one little move here and there, one little garbage taken from the floor, one little rearrangement, one little new listing goes a long way, to moving the business forward. I want to wish everyone that is grinding hard today on their businesses, I want to wish you guys success, because truth be said, it takes a lot of strong mind, it takes a lot of determination, it takes a lot of effort to pull a business, through the waters of slowdown, when things are very, very, chill, kind of melting down, nothing is moving, nothing is working, you are putting a lot of effort, nothing is working. It takes a lot of determination to pull through that phase of the business. But the beautiful thing is this, guys, it is just a phase. It is going to pass away. And if you do not give up, you are guaranteed of success. But for those that will give up, success doesn't come when you no longer put in or no longer can change the input. As long as you are still able to change the input, you are still able to lift up your head and look and say, look, it's going to be fine. I'm going to make this work. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep attacking. I'm going to wake up early in the morning. I'm going to do what I have to do. It must work. The more you begin to declare this, of course, I'm talking to myself also right now, the more you are positioning yourself for the universe to say, you know what? I see that this guy is not ready to give up. He's not relentless. He's not willing to play to chicken out or play the loser's game. He is ready to do everything that he has to do to make sure he succeeds. Boom. Let him have what he desires. This is pretty much the patterns I have been observing in life. I've taken a look at a lot of YouTube videos. I've heard a lot of business people talk about the phase where they felt like giving up. Guys, it wasn't fun. It was terrible. Some had to sleep on the street. Luckily, I have not had to do that because God has been so faithful. Some people had to lose everything just to be able to start again. Guys, it's tough. But for those of you, like I said, putting in all the effort, I pray that your effort will all be crowned with success. Until I see you again in the next video, peace out.